Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to John's Model Making. As you can see, I'm back on the Spitfire. My motor arrived yesterday, my landing gear motor, not from Hachette. I ordered this separately off eBay, so it's come all the way from China. It came a lot earlier than I expected. I wasn't expecting it for at least another month, so I'm really chuffed it's arrived. I did get issue 36 off Hachette, so I've replaced all of this, including the wire again. There's nothing much wrong with the other wire, to be honest, but that's brand new, so I thought I'd reuse that, or use that I should say. The original motor was the problem with these little gears on the end of the motor. They kept slipping, so it couldn't take the load, and that's why the landing wheels weren't going up and down. I have contacted Hachette a few times over this. I've sent them a video link, I've had messages off them, I've had emails off them. They are still looking into it. I did go a bit further with one guy called Will at Hachette. He asked me if I could be more specific, so I told him basically it's the gear configuration was slipping. I'm sure I'd already told him this, but I don't know what the communication like is at Hachette, but they've still not got them in stock. So I find that amazing, since I can order one all the way from China and it arrives in record time. So I'm going to try this motor out. It has been in the Spitfire, so I know it does work and it does go back and forth, so that's great, but how well it'll handle this load, I don't know. I have checked the spec on eBay and everything looks fine. The diameters and everything are fine on it. I put the metal cog on the shaft of it because it fits better than the plastic one, so that shouldn't be a problem, but it's just a case of putting in place. And also I need to do the aileron cable as well, which I'll show you. There we have, there's the cable, as you know, and here on the end of this cog there should be a tab, and that has broke. It's loose at the moment. I have freed it off. I did disconnect it from the PCB because it just gets stuck in one position, doesn't return. The other one's perfectly alright, so I think once I've replaced it I'll pop a bit of grease on this. So there we are up to now. I'll get that done, and then once I've tested it and I'm happy with it, I'm going to start putting the paneling on it, and then I've got 94 to 99 issues, 94 to 99 to complete. Whoopity-doo! So there we go, that's where we're up to for now. So I'll add this to the beginning of the video, and we'll take it from there so that you get everything, and I'll try and keep the video as short as possible. But anyway, see you soon. Well, there we go. It works again. Landing gear is working brilliant. As you can see, it's up now as it should be. The only thing I had to do with the new motor was to take that extension cable off that Hachette gave us, I think, in issue 100, because with that connected up to the landing gear motor, the sequence was out. The wheels were going up when they should have been down, and they were going down when they should have been up. So I took the extension cable off and it's working fine, as you just seen. The only other problem I have is that little indicator panel for the flaps on this side is down so it must be a little bit stuck, so I'll free that up and then we'll get on with the rest of the issues. So I'm really chuffed about that. See you in a minute. Okay, now we've got an aerial to assemble. First of all, we'll need this small piece, pop the wire through there and run it all the way to the other end. Because at the other end, as you can see, there's a little knot, and that will stop it from coming out. Oh, brilliant. Now we need to attach this. Okay, we've also got this panel to fit. As you can see, there's two doors on there, both quite loose. I have put super glue on here and here to reinforce it and left it to dry off, so hopefully that won't be a problem anymore. Don't know what problem it was going to cause, but okay, so we need to feed this aerial through here, down to here, out here, and fix it at the other end with a spring and a little clamp. There you go, that's not too bad. That end goes over here, I believe. There we go, there's the cable. Right, do know we need to put a spring on the end of this, through there. Now I need to put a clamp on the end of this as well. I may have to adjust the Spitfire to get all these in place, so just bear with me. There we go, I've assembled the clamp, pop the wire through, just need to screw it up. There we go, that should hold that in place now. Now we need to pull it all the way back up through here and pop that into place in there, like that. Position that. There we go, you can see the aerial, it goes over to here and screws in place there. There should be just enough there. Push that up a little bit more to pull it through and let's screw it down. Excellent. Okay, at this point now we've got the side panel in place. We have this bracket to fit there with two PM screws, and we got this crowbar to fit on the back of the door. Now I'm not going to use super glue for this, simply because it's a bit too toxic at times. I've got some micro crystal clear that should do the job. Just put a dab of it on and that should work a treat. It does take a little bit longer to dry than super glue, but I'm not too fussed about that. It's a glue at the end of the day and it works. It does go down on an angle at one end. There we go. Excellent. Let that set. There we go. 2 PM screws. There we go. That's the first. And that's the second. Excellent stuff. There we go. Looking brilliant. Okay, just pop that to one side for now. We've got another aerial to put in place. There we go. There we pop this end through this panel here, like so, I believe. And again on this other end we will have a clamp to fit and a spring, but we also need to cut 9mm off. There we go, that's approximately 9mm, so we'll cut that there. Excellent. And now we can attach the rest, the clamp and the spring. Pop that spring in here. Pop the spring through there like that. And then we can put the clamp in place. There we go. Start off. Makes it easier. And we can thread, I think. Yep. I can thread that through there now. Just like that. Excellent, just so it's popping out at this side. There we go. Straight through to my cutting mat. Well, that's what the cutting mat's for. There we go. That's that in place. Excellent stuff. Okay, I've moved things around a little bit now. That is where the clamp and the spring go into that recess there on this panel cover. And basically all we need to do now is put the outer panel in place. We have one screw here and one screw on the top, so bear with me. That should be in place now, I think. There we go. Pull that out, that pushes in place there. Now I just need to screw that down. There we go. That's that side panelling. It's best to put this screw in first, not this one. Put that one in first and it pulls it across a lot better, as you can see. The door's fine. Here it looks like a gap, but that will get pulled in when another section gets put on top here. There's a bit of a gap there, so hopefully that will press down as well. But I have heard about people having gaps with these panels. There's a slight gap there, but we'll see how it progresses before we tackle it again. Okay, that panel is now a lot better here. The problem was the door, the back of the door, the little hinge, the two plastic pegs that were glued, they were too prominent, so it was bulging back out here. So I just filed it down, cut them down, filed it down, and look at that. That is now a lot better. If we put this piece on, it should line up nicely now. That obviously got to be screwed down. That piece there might be a problem. I'll have to look at that later. Well, I mean, there are gaps there, but it's a lot better than what it was. Okay, now that's 94 completed. Now we've got 95. We have another connector, another panel. That's looking absolutely gorgeous. Pop that over, and that just goes there. And we need 2 PM screws. We can use one as we had one from before. Put that in there. Just need another one for here, and then we can make this aerial up again, just the same as previous. Okay, just like before, we unfurl the wire, the aerial that is, and we need to cut 9mm off that end. I have already started the clamp off, put the screw and the clamp together. Pop this through this hole here. You can see it alright. There we go. Just need to cut a little piece off the end of it. That is approximately 9mm. There we go. Now we just need to pop That through there, like so, and then pop it in the clamp. There we go, that's got it. Excellent. Well, it just pulls like that. There we go. Hanging test. There we go. There's that side panel in place. That looks a lot better. That's going nice there. Excellent stuff. So that is issue 95 complete. Just one screw here, one screw on the top, just like before. And just pull that top area to go on here. Let's see if we can straighten that out as well. Okay, there's a good overhead view of the plane at the moment. All these aerial cables need straightening out, I think, a little bit. Make them taut. There we go, there's a side view. That looks pretty good. Not much gap in there, if anything. Okay, issue 96. We got the tailplane panels. Excellent stuff. And we have a screw cover here. Okay, now, first thing we need to do is replace these two screws with flathead screws. There we go. Those two screws have now been replaced. Okay, now we can fit the first side of the tailplane panel in place. Slip that over the wing frame. There we go. Now we just need one screw in here, one flathead screw. That should hold that nicely. Angle that up, close that gap. Brilliant. There we go. That's the side view, that side tail panel in place. Oh, stabilizer. Okay, so now we need to fit that fixture off this sprue into here. There. Yeah, we put that in there, and then we can put the other side panel on. We'll have one screw down here, under here, to fit for this side panel. There we go, that's that piece fitted. Now we can put the side panel on. Okay, let's pop this side panel on. Now it's come out. There we go, we've got a gap there, so we're going to super glue that fixture in place and the pin that goes in it as well. Okay, we've got the plane in situ again on the display stand. I have had a look at one of the lifting devices, and I've glued the brass nut at the bottom of it because it was slightly out. That one's brand new and looks absolutely brilliant condition. So that is ready now for another test flight. Excellent stuff. So it's still working fine. Brilliant. And there we go. Those are the two panels in place for the tail. One screw here. This does get in the way because it doesn't operate, it's just free, so it will stop these two combining properly. So just make sure that is out of the way underneath. There we go. The gaps have all closed up now, so that's looking absolutely brilliant. Fantastic. All that's left to do is to fit the cover on there, but I might do that later because I want to test it a little bit more on that display stand before starting it off. Well, there we go folks, that's issues 94, 95 and 96 complete, and obviously I've repaired the landing gear. You've seen it go up and down, that's brilliant. If anybody wants to know where I got it from, I got it off a certain site. If you want the link, you'll have to leave a comment so I can send you the link. Like I said before, the motor doesn't need the extension cable. This motor, if you get one from Hachette, it probably will do, because when I left the extension cable on, like I said, the landing gear was out of sequence. With it off, it's perfectly alright. So I'm more than happy with it. With the motor I bought, I'm still expecting one from Hachette, but we'll wait and see. You don't know when that's going to turn up, like anything from Hachette. The other one's working fine, and now the indicators, the flap indicators, they're working fine as well. They were just a little bit stuck, I think. Probably just a little bit of glue on them. Now I'll complete the rest of the paneling because I'm going to test it for the next 2 or 3 days to make sure that everything is hunky alright. I'm going to have another look at the display base as well. Like I said, I have repaired one of the lifting devices. The little brass threaded nut was creeping out, so now that's back in place and super glued in place, which is what I did with the first one when it went faulty, but that had a split, had a crack in the actual plastic housing. I have still got that somewhere, but I'm not going to be using it again because the one I replaced it with, that looks in perfectly good condition, and the one at the back looks perfectly good as well. I am going to put some silicone grease on the acrylic rods, just like I did with all the cogs as well. And that is what they recommend with the Mitsubishi Zero, that you put a silicone grease. Even though they're in the nylon, you still put silicone grease on, you get a smooth movement then as well, less friction. But anyway, that is it for now. So this has taken me a while today. Obviously the video doesn't reflect that, but that doesn't matter. You'll only get bored out your head if you were sat there for 3 hours. But it's looking superb now, and I'm a lot more confident that this is going to carry on working for quite a long time. So excellent. So if you did like that, give us a big thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in a week or so with the rest of the issues. Thanks for watching, stay safe, bye for now.